Hello, my friends. So you thought the story of the Hunger Games was over, but as they say, it ain't over until the mockingbird sings. So let's get started. Hello, my dears. This is Caitlin Miller, your teen librarian from the Hewitt Public Library. I am very excited to talk about this book with you. It is a prequel to the Hunger Games series. It is called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. So she categorizes as the Hunger Games book 0. So it is the prequel. There's a couple different ways to look at it, but it definitely takes place before the first book. Katniss's experiences in the Hunger Games trilogy start to the 74th annual Hunger Games. This book takes place during the 10th annual Hunger Games. And the main character is, wait for it, Coriolanus Snow. You may know him as President Snow. Oh yeah, the baddie, the big bad antagonist from the Hunger Games trilogy is the main character of A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. What? Are you saying this is going to be an origin story? What is this? Or is he a character we're actually going to be rooting for? No. Well, maybe. It's very interesting how that played out. Anyways, I read the book. I thought it was very compelling. This book helps illustrate the distinction between a hero and a protagonist. Hero has noble goals that you are rooting for and you really want them to succeed. The protagonist is just the main character and you know what their goals are. They may not necessarily be noble, they may not necessarily be something that you're rooting for, but they're the main character and therefore they are the protagonist. So, kind of like the difference between a villain and an antagonist is the villain is out for evil and he's out to get you. The antagonist is just the person who is in opposition to your goals. So there's an antagonist in this story as well. There's actually a few, and they aren't necessarily bad people, or it's more complicated than that. There is no clear cut between good and bad in this book, and there's a lot of moral ambiguity, which makes for a very interesting read. A lot of people don't really like absolute characters, especially for villain archetypes. So if you're one of those people, you may really like this story. I'm actually one of those persons who prefers an absolute evil. I get really tired of the villain origin story where it was, oh, I was a good person, but somebody broke my heart and now I'm bad. I don't like that at all. It's really annoying, or something like that. Anyway, Coriolanus is 18 years old in this story. He and his family are on the struggle bus because the war, the big rebellion that all the districts had against the capital was not that long ago, and everything is still in recovery mode. So, a lot of families lost all their money just with the war and the way things got destroyed. It completely wrecked the economy. He was from one of the wealthy families. They lost all their money, so his goal is to restore his family name. Not necessarily a noble goal. It is what it is. That's his goal. We've kind of all been there. It's not an ignoble goal. It's relatable. So that's what makes him interesting, is he's not necessarily evil, but it's definitely more on the selfish side of what he's trying to do. So most of his motives at the beginning are just trying to get in the good graces of the right faculty members and the right people and things like that. However, he is also called to help with the Hunger Games. So they were experimenting at this point. This is the 10th Hunger Games. Viewership has been low. Nobody really cared about it except for, the people who are participating in it. But they were experimenting with a different tactic on how to maybe get people the capital or spectators more involved in the games. So they had students from this prestigious capital academy to mentor the tributes. So that way they had skin in the game. The mentors who, with the winning tribute, would get a scholarship or a certain prize, which helped motivate Snow to really get involved in this because he wanted his tribute to win so he could maybe afford to go to university afterwards. Again, not necessarily an evil goal, a little bit more on the selfish side, but it's very relatable. So, but buckle up because the story twists and turns throughout the entire book. Anytime you get comfortable with a certain trajectory, it will change at the drop of a hat. It keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you turning the page. Page after page. I gotta know. What do you mean this happened? What do you mean this happened? How am I? What is? That's not what was supposed to happen at all. What is he gonna do now? So it makes it really, yeah, it's captivating. It's a page turner for sure. And if you are a fan of the Hunger Games trilogy, I believe that you will really, really like this book, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's a really good perspective from the capital side of things, because you got a really good insight to the different districts in the Hunger Games trilogy. It's really good to see how, it's really interesting to see how the capital and its citizens view the entire situation and the mixed responses that are in there. So, and the Hunger Games themselves looks different from the Hunger Games that you encounter in the actual trilogy, because again, this is the 10th. They're still figuring things out, so it's just a single arena where they just kind of duke it out and you wait. The tributes are not treated with as much grandeur. They're treated like animals pretty much until they compete in the game. So it's really different, and because they're still figuring it out. So that is an interesting that's just an interesting part of the story too. I am trying not to gush too hard because I very much enjoyed this, but I think you'll like it too. Give it a read and let me know what you guys think, and let me know if there's anything else y'all want me to talk about, or if y'all want me to read anything in particular. I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Y'all are worthy and perfect, okay? Y'all hang in there, and I hope you're enjoying your summer. Bye.